Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So right now what we're going to talk to you about is a little bit of a survival myth and an escape and evasion tip, kind of all wrapped into one. So one of the myths that I've heard people talk about over and over again, and I have reached out to multiple people to verify its truth, is how to beat dogs. You know, a lot of people say, hey, if you're being followed, if you are, in a bad situation, whatever the case may be, say it's I don't know, maybe an excessive rule of law situation, and you've got, a tyrannical government and that kind of thing, and they're trying to hunt you down or something along those lines, and you're trying to get away from dogs. And people say, well, you can take a bunch of black pepper and you can put it on your path, and that'll get in the dog's nose, and then they won't be able to follow you anymore, and all that kind of stuff. It's total garbage. So it really is. It's just not true. And I like I said, I've talked to multiple search and rescue dog handlers. I've talked to dog trainers, search and rescue dog trainers, trainers who teach both kinds of dogs. There's basically two sorts of dogs. You have air scent dogs like German Malinois, German Shepherds, Labradors, those kind of dogs, and then you've got ground scent dogs, which are like bloodhounds and stuff like that. And the black pepper thing is absolutely, completely ineffective on air scent dogs, 100% for sure. It just is. So, yeah. There could be a tiny little bit of truth for a super short period of time on a ground scent dog, if the dog came to the black pepper and actually sniffed the pepper mound. But it's going to be over and done with as soon as the dog sneezes, so it doesn't even make any difference. It's ineffective. So that's the bottom line, and I would hate for people to be planning to be able to use this in order to defeat dogs. So let me tell you the best way to defeat dogs. The best way to defeat dogs is to defeat the handler. And basically what I mean by that is move faster through very rough and thick terrain than they can. Okay? A lot of times the dog handlers are not going to just let their dogs run loose because they don't want the dogs to be killed. And if you are known to be an armed criminal, they're not going to let their dogs go because they know that you can shoot them, you can kill them, you could set traps for them and stuff, which we could talk about here in a little bit in a minute. But they're not going to let them go. And so they're having to hold their leashes and run these dogs through the woods and all this kind of stuff. And if you can go through the thickest, nastiest stuff that you can, as fast as you possibly can for as long of a distance as possible, covering as many terrain obstacles as you can, that is going to be your best way to defeat dogs. Now, if they let the dogs go, then you're in another situation, right? It's a little bit difficult because you're essentially going to be forced to have to kill the dogs, most likely, and that's if they are trained to attack and that kind of thing. I've heard a lot of people talk about, taking hamburger and putting glass in it and all this different stuff, and as well for like at home dogs and stuff. But you're not going to just be able, most likely, you're not going to be able to throw a steak to a dog or something like that because you're not going to have it, number one. And even if you did, a lot of dogs are way more disciplined than that. And when they're on a mission, they're going to focus on the mission. So I don't put any credence in any of that either. As far as setting out traps for dogs, one of the things that you can do is kind of nasty because I'm a dog fan. I don't like to think about hurting dogs, but if they were coming, having a set of treble hooks with some good strong line, like maybe some 80 or 100 pound test spider wire and some 550 cord or something you can take and, you know, let in varying lengths from maybe 6 inches to 2 feet, hang treble hooks down from a piece of 550 cord that's coming across like this at about the dog's height across a trail and that has come down to a narrow point where you know they're going to pass through, or you think that they're likely to pass through. Then that may catch them up and slow them down. And essentially all it's going to do is it's going to tangle them up, and the handlers are going to hear that, you know, they're yelping and that kind of thing, and it's going to slow them down. It's not going to necessarily, you know, do any long-term damage to the dogs because they're just treble hooks, but the handler is going to have to stop and then, you know, work the hooks out and take care of the dog and all that kind of stuff. And so that's going to give you an opportunity to move through, you know, move further out of the area. Let's see. The next thing is, the next myth associated with dogs is that if you go into streams that they're not going to be able to smell you and stuff like that. And that's just, it's simply not true. It may be somewhat effective in ground scent dogs. So if you know you have a bloodhound or something like that, it might be a little effective if the water's moving pretty quickly. But all they're going to do is they're going to run the dog up and down the banks of the stream. They're going to be able to find where you came in and where you went out. And with air scent dogs, it's not going to make any difference at all because they're going off of the smell of your body that's, you know, wafting through the air and stuff. And so it definitely is not going to make any difference. Anyway, there's a lot of myths and stuff with dogs, and I'll bet you anything we'll get people in the comments who will tell me I'm dead wrong about, you know, black pepper and that kind of stuff. You know, but whatever, it's fine. Everybody has their different opinions on what they think. But I've gone to some people who are very knowledgeable in dog handling and search and rescue and finding humans, you know, with dogs, and all of them say the same thing. So I'm very confident that this is the reality. Anyhow, guys, if you think that you know a great way to get a dog off your trail, stick it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And if you know other ways to stop dogs from chasing you, then throw that in the comments as well. That's pretty much it for now. If you guys like videos like this, then please click the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, go ahead and click the little bell button next to the subscribe button, because that'll give you an email each time I upload. And as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.